For fuck's sake. See why I picked that name now for this little part of my channel, can't you? For fuck's sake. Good play on words. I didn't do a for fuck's sake the other day after the Chelsea game because I was so fucking angry, right? I was angry basically on how they played, and I listened to I listened to Radio Leicester on the way home, and Ian Stringer and Matt Piper were building it up into some kind of dream, you know, the FA Cup dream, the romantic dream of all what it is and waking up on Cup final. And they were just building it up, and I think I actually listened to the Radio Leicester for about 3 minutes, and I turned it off. I put bloody Ed Sheeran on. Sing! And louder. And I just couldn't believe it. What they should have been talking about was picking fault with everything they've done. The problem with Ian Stringer and Matt Piper is, and I quite like them, but they don't seem to say anything that might actually offend one of the fucking team. They just don't seem to do it. They just don't want to upset anybody. They try to be truthful, they try to be this, and they try to be constructive criticism, when sometimes you just need to turn around. And I know you can't say this on Radio Leicester or any other radio station, but they can't turn around and say, Chilwell was fucking shit. Why was Chilwell laughing at the end of the Chelsea game with Barkley? Why? Why was that happening? It's just... So, what I wanted to do, I was going to do a for fuck's sake special on the Chelsea game and just basically have a go. Because then somebody put on Twitter the Leicester Villa game in the tunnel, and Maddison was going around and hugging everybody and shaking their hands and all that, and then it's like the Villa players went up to Barnes, and Barnes seemed to do it reluctantly but wanted to do it because that's what Chilwell were doing, and it seems that Chilwell was leading by example, so Barnes was doing it as well. Now, I cannot imagine for 1 minute that Roy Keane would go up, shake the hands and hug another player, right? Roy Keane was a winner. Roy Keane got stuck in. Roy Keane, you didn't want to face him in a football pitch at all. They're only idiots, and I mean this as a compliment. People like Patrick Vieira relished the battles with Roy Keane. Now, if Leicester want to be a team that's challenging for the top four, challenging for more, we need to start toughening up. When we won the league, we didn't do that. You never seen them really hugging and kissing and doing whatever in a pit, you know. They went out there and they won. They had a winning mentality. They got Wes Morgan and Fuchs, and they were just there, you know. Schmeichel, he goes absolutely fucking mad when he makes a mistake, or when somebody makes a mistake. Then that's because his dad played for Manchester United, and his dad was a winner, right? And that is where we are, Leicester, are falling down. We are not winners. We are just competitors. We're not even competing half the time. We're not, you know, we're too nice. The Liverpool game at home, we got fucking destroyed. That was the make and break of our season, right? Well, it weren't, because just a bit before. We won the Southampton game, and it seemed to go downhill from then. You know, we were lucky to beat Everton at home. There was another game. Who was the other game when we won it on? I can't remember what it were. Iheanacho got the goal against Everton, didn't it? And it went to the bloody VAR. And anyway, we've been lucky, right, Leicester, to be where we have. Through hard work in the first half of the season, we did well. We got stuck in, and we ground out results. Tottenham, that was the one, wasn't it? And yeah, that's what it is. We need to start toughening up, getting stuck in, putting a foot in. I don't mean going in and breaking somebody's leg, but let them know you're there. Let them get up the back of them, and just let them know they're there. So this is what I was trying to say. This is just what I'm trying to say, is that we need to toughen up, right? In the Chelsea game, we weren't doing it. I also am getting fed up with all these little passy balls around the edge of the box. Like I've put it on Leicester Fan TV. We need to pass the ball 50 times before we can shoot. When we won the league, there was a Liverpool game, at home, we got the ball, Mahrez passed it to Vardy. It wasn't a fucking long ball, it was a pass. That was a pass, and Vardy did it. We never do that now. We never look for the quick option. We never look for the quick ball through. It's always got to be worked round. But anyway, let's get on to the Everton game. I'll just go to my notes of the Everton game. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Right. So the Everton game. Everton came out at us really, didn't they? They pushed on, they knew what was going to happen, they went at us, yeah, right? They went at us, they pushed us down, and that were it. The goal, it was a good goal, to be fair to Everton. The marking was a bit slack. He had a lot of time to put that ball in the back of the net. Chile just like, I don't know, people seem to think I've got a vendetta against Chile. What was that? Is that a bruise? What bruise? Where's that come from? Yeah, but I don't know. They just seem to be off the pace and that kind of thing. Yeah, it just seemed to be off the pace. And anyway, a bit later on, just a little bit of time later on, it was a penalty. It was a penalty. It hit his hand. But it wasn't a penalty because we didn't get one against Brighton when it hit Dunk's hand. It's got to weigh up this thing. They're either the FA and VAR are going to have to say, right, it hits your hand, it's a penalty, right? Soyuncu, he had given a penalty away. He's gone like that in a game. I can't fucking remember. I think it might be the Liverpool game, or was that? No, I can't remember. Right? It's been that long. This season's been a long season, isn't it? He hit his arm, penalty. Blah blah blah, penalty. Anybody else, it seems to hit. It's like what the game in the wall when we had a shot and it hit the wall and his face was like that and it hit him in the hand. He went to hit him in the face and I can't remember, and I'm not looking back for it because I can't be arsed, right? If this lot can't be asked to play football, I can't be asked to go back and do a bloody video check out. But it just seems that we do seem to be missing out on penalties, right, for that kind of thing. Yes, VAR has helped us in games against Everton and that, but the penalty situation where it's hitting the hands, it's just not fair. It's either, they're going to have to start just turning around and saying, right, if your hand's up and the ball hits your hand, it's a penalty. Fucking there, job done. And why did it take so long to judge the penalty? Why? Why did it take that amount of time? They were looking at it time after time after time after time. If you can't make the decision there, then it's not a fucking penalty. If it ain't that clear cut, it's not a penalty. So pack it in. I thought Calvert-Lewis, he looks for free kicks, doesn't he? That's being bred into him, isn't it? To throw himself down. Soyuncu and him came together and he just like went down. What the fuck's all that about? Do you really need... Is that the kind of thing you want to do? Is that the kind of player you want to be? Because I can't fucking stick Maddison for it when he's diving around. I can't stick Grealish when they're diving around. What's the point? If you can't play football by standing on your feet, fuck off. It was nice to see Pratt playing and he put it across. And this is one of the things I'm picking fault on Maddison. Maddison seems to do this. He'll float across it, right? He's floating it. And they're shit because... an attacker for Leicester need to be able to attack a ball that's coming in. I know I was shit at football, but you want to head the ball that's got some pace so you can do that. It's coming up there, everybody can jump. It's shit. I tell you what, Maddison, how about you go into the box and let somebody put some crosses in for you like you do for them. And let's see how much you fucking like it. In the second half, after the second goal went in, Leicester seemed to up the game, and I was quite impressed. I was quite happy to see them. They were starting to compete. They were taking more risks. They were doing different balls. They were knocking it about. They weren't doing all this silly thing where you have to have 50 passes before you can shoot, like some kind of board game or something. They were actually getting stuck in, and it was good to see. There was a shot on the 32nd minute from a corner. Fell to Tillemans. Sorry, I swallowed the wrong way. I have not got anything. He had a shot and it fell to Evans. Anybody else, they might have scored it. But it was the start of something. They were getting into it. Justin shot. He had a shot as well, just on the edge of the box, and he tried to curl it in. That lad will be a good player. He'll be a good player, I'm telling you. Second half, Everton had a shot on the 48th minute, and Justin blocked it as well. So he's getting all over the place. He's a bit like dog shit, all over the place. Iheanacho, we scored. It was some good work from Leicester, some good build-up. It wasn't so much of a, it was all right. Vardy flicked onto Iheanacho, and he went to shoot, and the defender got in the way, and the ball hit Iheanacho in the face. So Leicester had a bit of luck. It basically just ricocheted up and hit him in the face. But even so, a goal's a goal, and it goes down for him. But what I did find is that when we scored, we actually went back to this silly bloody passing thing. I don't mind the silly passing. I don't mind it at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against. I'm not a big just lump it up front. I'm not into that, and I do like to see Leicester build and create and drag players out and all that. But sometimes it's just good to see them. Oh, Vardy, he's out there. He's lost his marker. Give it. Go. Give it to him and go. Let's see what he can do with his pace. That's how he scores his goals. Cross from Albrighton. Vardy wins the header and Iheanacho put it over. See, that's another thing. But the thing is, Iheanacho is actually getting in the position to score goals, which I like to see. You need the attitude of, if I don't get this one, I'll get the next one. The trouble is, the next one's got to come along, innit? And the more you miss, it starts playing on your mind. But even so, he's getting there, and that's what we need to see. Calvin Lewis, once again, he moans when he was going through and Evans was in between, so he trips Evans up and then lands on his head. What's all that about? What do you want, Ginger? Do you want your tea?
Yeah, I do.
I'll make Ginger a cup of tea.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that Calvin Lewis, and he looks like he's got a potential, but he does seem to. What do you want? No. He does seem to have a tendency of falling over. Now what are you doing?
Drinking.
You're slurping. People can hear you slurp. But as the game went on, Maddison, I just thought Maddison was a complete waste of time. They were better off sitting on the bench. There was one part near towards the end of the game where Maddison went to pass it out to Justin or somebody, and it went out for a fucking throw. It looked like he thought somebody was injured. It was rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I don't know how much he's on. And this really does sound like a vendetta against Maddison, but, he seems to think he's brilliant. People keep saying he's brilliant, but I don't think he is. There was a bit where Bernard slipped into Evans, just a slip, nothing more. There were a bit of ooh-ahing about it. Once again, Maddison were there moaning. There was some great work from Vardy but what's he doing out wide all the while? That's what I want to know. He seems to have got pushed out wide. I don't know whether he's trying to stretch the defenders and create space, but it should be our men that are creating the space for him, not him doing it for them. But he got the ball, crossed it over, and Perez twatted it wide. That's the way it is. So, but what I'm thinking is, towards the end of the game, I'm actually happier that we created more, we did different things. Unfortunately, we had to be 2-0 behind, but we did actually create more, and it was a good thing to see. It was like a bit like the Leicester at the beginning of the season. There you go. I don't really know what else to say. I honestly, though, unless we start to do something, I don't even think we'd have met top 6 at this rate. I think Man U are playing well. They're building with confidence. I think Wolves are an excellent team. I think we've got to be worried about them. There's this thing about Man City might not be allowed to play in the Champions League next year. I don't want to get into the Champions League through playing 5th. They're 5th because the team can't, abide by the rules. I just don't want that. I know people out there will take it, but there'll be an asterisk next to the team of 2020 or 2021 or whatever the fucking year will be when you never know, might not even get in next year because of this virus. But I don't know. So there was positives out of the game. There were more positives out of this game than there was the last 2 or the last 3. But I think Brendan needs a transfer window. He needs to get the more players in that he's seen. I think Leicester, if you'd have said when Brendan Rodgers came, we'd have been 3rd in the league with, 6 or 7 games left to go. You would have snapped his hand off. You snap your hand off, and rightly so. But it's just disappointing that we've done so well and now we're just fading. This is relegation form. This is relegation form, and I don't like it. All right, folks, laters.